we're really in a takeoff mode in this conference now, particularly of what has to be achieved tomorrow, about how dramatic, how determined you're prepared to be to do what is necessary. And I want this session on operational excellence to be a kind of takeoff moment for today, for tomorrow. Amr, let me come to you first, because you have some ideas about where we should be going, how brave, how bold those out there are prepared and willing to be.
Thank you very much, Nick. And where's my presentation? Okay, I don't need it. So,
it should work, Emma.
Try the other way.
Give it a try. Press a different button.
No problem.
Okay.
I'll manage without.
We need some excellence.
No problem. The point is, and you have attended our CEO discussion, and this is what we have been talking all around the day, and this is what was confirmed by even the financial sectors, that it should start on the efficiency side. It's very simple. It's very clear. The efficiency within a cement plant has 5 angles to work on. We have what we call the operations optimization. We have the sustainability side of the business. We have the people side of the business. And we have the digital side of the business. And we have governing them, the GRC, or the governance side of the business. Those 5 angles are where we do operational excellence. If you've seen the discussions that we had, taking it top-bottom, all CEOs has a problem top, which is CEO to board. This is a GRC problem. This is a governance problem. If governance is well managed, optimized, and done in a strategic manner, and the strategy is really a strategy, not a document, then there wouldn't be a problem or a gap or a misunderstanding or a gap of speed or a gap of pace between CEOs and boards. Because the business around the board, as we could see from all the discussions, is aligned on the net zero or the green direction in a way or another. Until we see green money and gray money, there won't be a distinction, there won't be a discussion. But till we have that, boards are aligned with the business world around them to what's green and what's not green. So if this is there and the governance is there, the agreement with the CEOs wouldn't be a problem. That is on that layer. On the other layer, if the strategy is really a strategy in the rest of the GRC, the risk and compliance part, then there won't be a problem in implementing plans, in follow-up plans, even if, as Ian rightfully said, the time of operation is beyond the CEO, is beyond the incentive. But if there is GRC, we don't have this problem, because risk and compliance doesn't change with the bonus. It goes forward. So if you fix that, and you fix the human part of it, capability, performance, and employee value proposition. Because employee value proposition is the customer that Bram was talking about. Now customers are aware of green to the limit that people are greenwashing their products. Why don't we greenwash our operations? At least we are doing something good. So EVP, performance management, and talent acquisition, or talent management. Those 3 parts. This is the human part within. This is the soft side of the solution. This takes us to the hard side of the solution. Operational excellence, or operational optimization, which is very simple and well known between all our cement players. Energy, whether it's thermal or power. Quality, to produce good clinker, to be able to produce SEM2 and SEM4 and SEM3 and whatever SEM that is there. You cannot do it unless you have good quality of clinker. Actually, this is the blocker of mixed cement. It's not the market, and it's not the construction, and it's not the developers. It's because we produce mediocre clinker our production people, our operation, our COOs are afraid to produce high percents of clinker removal because their clinker is medical. If their clinker is of high quality, they will do it with a very strong heart. So energy from thermal, energy from electrical, and clinker quality. Up to that, you have all the basics of operational excellence. This will take you to being able to have fuel flexibility to adopt alternative fuels, and the problem is not waste management, and it's not the availability of the alternative fuel or the investment for alternative fuels. This is excuses. The problem is we did not optimize our line sufficiently to be able to have the proper fuel flexibility to inject any fuel knowing the actual risk and impacts of the process and manage it properly. So we try to find a solution. We try to find an excuse to that. But if we did that, alternative fuels are available. You can mix it. When coal was a problem in some countries, we were forced, in South Africa, for example, we were forced to fire slum, which is not a good coal. But we had to do it, I found you. But we had to do it, right? And it's not a good coal. And in Nigeria, we were forced to go for lignite. And it was very bad, but coal was very expensive. It was $250. So we had to find a solution. So we went to lignite, and it worked. So we had safety issues in grinding and firing lignite. And if you looked on paper, it doesn't make sense. It's very unsafe. But it was done, and it worked, and it was adopted later on. So again, the necessity creates innovation. So this is the parts of the solid side of the operation. Just summarize: energy, thermal, energy, electrical, which will take you, once you optimize it, will take you to a proper waste heat recovery design that will have a good ROI, and will take you to the capability also to use renewable energy, because you know exactly the power allocation of your asset, so you will be able to decide exactly what can come from solar, because you cannot start the mills on solar, but unless you have a detailed map of your consumer numbers, you will not be able to install renewable energy. You will be able, but you will not have sufficient confidence of the ROI unless you have these numbers. So those are, and clinker quality. Those are the 5 pillars of the hard side of the process. The other side is the digital maturity. Once you start the journey of operational excellence, the first thing you will see is that you need much more numbers to be able to track and control. So where you will be able to use the automation assets that is already available within our industry abundantly. Our industry produces around 18,000 input every 2 seconds. You can imagine the number of dashboards and trends and analysis you can do with these numbers. But we don't do. We don't use it. So once you start the operational excellence, you will find yourself in need to numbers. So you will start the digital maturity part with data acquisition. Once you see the data and you see the trends, automatically by human nature, you will try to control it, balance it. So you will move from normal automation to expert automation. Once this happens, you will find that the expert automation and the operator are limited in making it linear enough not to impact the results you're looking for. You will move automatically to machine learning and artificial intelligence. On your own, you won't need a push for it. But because you are still on the automation side, whoever talks to you about artificial intelligence is making no sense. Your value still moves on a daily basis 10, 15%. So it doesn't make any sense. But when you are in the 2%, you will find that you are tied. That's the end of it. So you will move to artificial intelligence. So this is the digital maturity side. And once you go in the green side, the ESG part, when you have a proper GRC, you will be forced to report properly outside of the corporate. The only way to do that is an optimized ERP with proper reporting channels that produces full, declared, transparent reports that you can manage with the market, and that will take you in the cycle of the ESG. And so this is simply the summary of operational excellence within the cement industry.